Welcome to the IFRS patient education videos. Today we're going to talk about how we would investigate for BPH in a rural area. Earlier we saw about the symptoms. They present with either obstructive symptoms or irritative symptoms or both. And now we'll see how they are investigated. These are the common investigations that are carried out. You'd like to do a urine examination to see if there are any blood cells or pus in it. We would like to examine the kidney functions to make sure that it is normal. There are no back pressure changes. And the important thing is that we'd like to also do a PSA or prostate specific antigen to rule out malignancies. Now, recently we added this test called C-reactive protein because this would indicate there is some amount of inflammation. And then we'd like to know the ultrasound or if there is any residual urine. And if available, uroflowmetry. These are the common investigations that are necessary for evaluating BPH. PSA or prostate-specific antigen deserves a little special mention because this is one of the most widely used tumor markers. This is supposed to detect cancer of the prostate fairly early. And in the West, it has revolutionized the diagnosis and management of cancer of the prostate. But unfortunately, PSA is not cancer specific, it is prostate specific. There are many conditions which increase the level of the PSA, including a very large size of the prostate. So if PSA is elevated, it does not mean that there is cancer, but there is a possibility of cancer. The value is 0 to 4 is taken as normal. There are some tests which will tell whether it's positive or negative. If it is less than 4, it will say negative. And this is least expensive and many of the rural hospitals use it. 4 to 10 is borderline. And if it is greater than 10, it is significant and need further evaluation to see if there is any cancer. One of the most important investigation that is necessary is called the cystometrogram or bladder pressure studies in plain English. This would tell us whether there is any significant obstruction or not, and also quantify the obstruction. It helps in differentiating the cause of the symptom, whether it is due to the neurological problems, which are possible because about 1/3 of the spinal cord nerves for controlling the bladder. With diabetes, old age, injuries, any of these conditions can affect the nerve supply to the bladder. So it is important to find out what is the cause of the obstruction and whether treatment by surgery would benefit or not. So this is how a normal study would look like. The resting pressure in the bladder is about 10 to 12 centimeters of water. And the bladder is arranged in such a way that when the bladder muscles expand or the capacity of the bladder increases, the pressure does not increase. This is unlike a balloon. In a balloon, if the volume increases, the pressure increases. But in the bladder, it stays around 10 to 15 centimeters for about 350 to 400 ml, which is a normal capacity. And then we also look at the sensations. Normally around 150 ml, people will start having the feeling that they have some urine in the bladder. Then the normal sensation of wanting to pass urine would be there around 350 ml. And then when it reaches about 400 ml, you have urgency. And then we measure the pressures when you're passing urine. And it's normally about 60 centimeters of water in men and about 40 centimeters in women. And after that, we measure the post-void residue. There should not be more than 30 ml. This is the normal finding. And also, there are no unstable contractions. So normally the bladder muscles contract only when the sphincter relaxes and allows the urine to pass. In neurological conditions, the bladder muscles can contract when the sphincter is still contracted. This can cause hypertrophy of the muscles and increased back pressure changes and damage. Another investigation that we like to do is called cystoscopy, or through a telescope or through the new device that we made, which can connect to a laptop. We like to have a look inside. The prostate is found at the junction of the valve or sphincter that we call and the bladder. So this is a typical appearance. It has two lobes, and the sphincter is located at a place called verumontanum. So normally, when the scope is placed at the verumontanum, it's be able to see inside the bladder. But if it looks like this, if it is causing obstruction, which means there is a possibility of enlargement. So this shows the enlargement, which is because the median lobe. Generally, you'll see only two lobes, but sometimes the median lobe or the third lobe can enlarge. This will also help us to rule out other problems which are there, because obstruction can lead to stones, sometimes infection, tumors, diverticulum, hypertrophied muscles, and so on. So summarizing, the most important test that we like to do is a bladder pressure studies. And we have devised a method by which it is possible to do anywhere, even in a remote area, we can do this test. All we do is pass two small tubes and measure the pressures. And if the pressure is 60 centimeters of water, it is normal. 60 to 90, it is possible to manage with medicines. Above 90, we need to have surgical treatment. Thank you.